Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Jason here. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're enjoying a little bit of downtime if you have any, and are getting ready for a better 2020 than it was in 2019. I know I am. Um, Today I wanted to talk about a little bit of a different subject, but it's still about baseball. You know, the last couple days transactions have been down. It's been really low key, and aside from one signing, there's really hadn't been much going on. So I think people are kind of setting themselves up to make some moves in January. So with that said, I want to talk about something that's it's going to be taking effect in 2020, and I got a request from a viewer asked me to talk about it, and that's the new rule. And I don't know if some of you may have heard about it, some of you might have not heard about it. There's a new rule starting in 2020 in the major leagues that requires any non-starting pitcher to face a minimum of 3 batters. So there's no more one batter specialist thing going on. No more loogies or roogies, the right-handed one-out guy, or guy that you bring in for the one guy to pitch to a lefty, and so on and so forth. So they're kind of doing away with the one-batter specialist and kind of transitioning towards a minimum of 3 batters. Now, there's a lot of opinions on this. A lot of people who hate it. There's a lot of people who love it, and there's a lot of people right in the middle. And yeah, I think there are pros and cons and so on. And see that cat. So I wanted to go into the lab and kind of talk about some of the things that I feel are most important with regards to this change. Before I go over there, if you're new to this channel, please click that subscribe button. Or if you've been watching my videos and haven't subscribed yet, please do so. I'm trying to create a movement. Like I said in my other videos, this channel is for you guys and gals. It's from a diehard baseball fan for the diehard baseball fan. It's strictly for your enjoyment. And I wanted to create a bigger movement of fans and viewers, and I want to make this channel one of the best baseball channels out there. So if you happen to know or can suggest anything that would help me make it better, please put it in the comments down below. If you have feedback on any of my videos, put them in the comments down below. And if you have a channel of your own, after you subscribe, put it in the comments down below and let me know, and I'm going to make a point to point out your channel and make sure people know about you and your channel as well. It's my way of saying thank you. And just thank you everybody who continue to watch the channel and support, and and click likes on the videos and recommend it to people. The more likes the videos get and the more subscribers the channel gets, the more YouTube starts to filter it through its algorithm and recommend it on other people's channels and feeds, which is my ultimate goal, to grow this into one of the bigger, better baseball channels, but from a non-ESPN or MLB TV analyst or expert. It's from a diehard fan who goes to the games, who gets a subscription, who pays attention to what's going on, and it's for us. We have a collective voice and a collective community, because we're the pseudo GMs for our own teams, and we love our teams and want them to do well. So I want to keep you abreast of what's going on, and any changes, good or bad, and so that we can have a healthy dialogue. So, with that said, let's go over to the office and look at my whiteboard here, and we're going to go over a couple things here. So, some things that have happened. I'm going to get a longer little feather poker here for my cats. So there's the MLB 3-batter minimum rule, which takes effect in 2020. Here are some things that you need to know. All right. One is it forces the specialist to face 2 or more batters now, or 2 more batters than they're normally used to facing, which, to me, in my opinion, is going to require a little bit of an adaptation period for them, as well as the team. They're going to have to get used to playing, pitching to more than one hitter. But in my opinion as well, they're major league pitchers. They should be able to face 3 batters, period. Okay, you face it in Little League, you face it in high school and college, you're at the top. You're in the best top league in the whole entire world. There's no reason why you cannot face 3 batters. Okay, that's just in my opinion. Okay. Number 2, it helps take the load and the stress off a lot of the starters, particularly ones that are having an off day. And the fact is that a lot of starters now are not going 7, 8 innings on a regular basis. Okay, so, and what it does also, it gives the roster some flexibility. Because if you think about it, if you have a starter that goes 5, right, and then you have the 6th innings, a whole bunch of things going on, you bring in 3. You have 11 pitchers on your roster, or whatever it is, at one given time, and you use all 3 specialists in a row. You've just used 3 pitchers, okay, that are not going to be available for the rest of the game, especially if it goes extra innings. potentially the next day, and so on. So by using a 3-batter, somebody to face 3 batters, it gives the roster a little bit more flexibility, and the manager a little bit more flexibility. So now you can use, maybe 3 pitchers or 4 pitchers in a game instead of 7 or 8. And sometimes it takes, more than 1 batter for, a specialist to come in. Like if the specialist comes in and they're facing Mike Trout, and Mike Trout hits a double or a home run, and you're going to take the specialist out of the game. Sometimes, instead of using 3 specialists to potentially get no outs, you can use somebody to throw the 3 batters, maybe get 1 or 2 outs, and you've only used 1 pitcher. Okay, so you can minimize the damage as well. Either way, in my opinion, specialists don't always work, and I'm not saying that one person facing 3 batters is always going to work, but it gives the roster and the manager more flexibility. So on that regard, I think it's a good thing. But I do think teams need to be practical and allow these specialists to, have an adjustment period to get used to facing 3 batters. So it's going to take a little bit of a transition as well. I think 2020 will be a little bit of a transition year for bullpen pitchers. But like I said, it helps relievers who face multiple batters and can go multiple innings. Okay, so it's good for the Josh Haders of the world and the Adam Warrens and pitchers like that who can go 2 or 3 innings at a time, long relievers and stuff. So it's definitely beneficial towards them, especially now if you get 2 or 3 relievers in your bullpen who can throw an inning or 2, sometimes 3. Like I said, it gives you more flexibility and options, especially if a starter's not having a good day, without beating up your whole entire roster. Okay. Again, it will force managing strategy to change. Obviously, managers are going to have to strategize a little bit differently in terms of how they run a game, and they're going to have to adapt. Without the 1-batter specialist now, so it's not only going to be an adaptation period for specialists; it's going to be an adaptation for managers too. So, I do think any new rule that's plugged into place should allow for a little bit of a transition period, and not just expect it to work immediately. This especially, it's a little bit of a different. But that said, like I said before, as a major league pitcher, there's no reason why you can't face 3 pitchers. No reason why you're not conditioned enough to face 3 batters. So, but that's, again, it's just my opinion. And again, what I think one of the good things about it is they can shorten games and make them a little bit more efficient. And instead of having the manager go out there 8 times or whatever, because you have the other rule, if a manager goes, I think it's 5 visits or 6 visits, then you have to take out whichever pitcher is there, especially if it's a starter. So, that's another pitching rule. Although managers generally don't go out 5 times or 4 times to visit a pitcher. At that point, they're usually taking the starter out, or whoever's in. So I do think it'll help shorten games over time, especially and it will be a good thing for long seasons. Because baseball, 162 games, and then you have the playoffs. You're looking at upwards of 100 and potentially 180 games for certain teams, and this type of thing can help preserve arms, especially when rosters, they used to expand. They're not going to really expand the way they did before, but this would be a good way to preserve some arms and maybe add a little bit of flexibility. Maybe you can have another offensive player, another bench utility player on the roster with a 26-man roster instead of having to carry 2 or 3 1-batter specialists. You have 2 or 3 guys that can throw at least 3 batters now. More gives you the opportunity to maybe add another bat to the lineup or to the roster. So these, to me, are the major components of the 3-batter minimum rule. I personally like it, but I caution Major League and I caution critics and to give managers and specialists a chance to adapt to it. I think it's only fair, and because it's going to be a relatively significant change. But I think it's going to be for the good, for the better. So let me know what you think. If you have feedback of your own, put them in the comments down below. I want to know what you think. If you have any other requests, and thank you, by the way, for the person that requested this. If you have any other requests of videos that you'd like for me to make, put them in the comments down below. And like I said before, if you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. And please click the thumbs up and the bell next to the subscribe button as well, so that you not only have access to about almost 5 dozen videos that I have out now, but you'll know anytime I put out a new video. And I will post some videos in the description down below, so keep an eye. Just look down below and you'll see several videos that I think you'll enjoy
and it'll give you an idea of what my channel's about and how diverse my videos are. So again, thank you all so much. Have a happy new year and a wonderful 2020, and I'll catch you next time.